Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 from the Teamliquid Starleague, brought to you by the great people at Shopify. Not only sponsors of tournaments, but their own team. We'll get to that in a moment. This is a highlight match. I know, Zerg versus Zerg, everyone's favorite matchup. A rematch of the 2019, the final WCS Global Finals. Let me first introduce to you the GSL, the world champion. He's won $800 and something thousand in just prize money. He's won hearts, minds, fear, and respect from everyone else. It is the final boss, Dark. Yes. We'll take our time on this one for reasons that will be explained. But from that same Shopify team, sponsoring this current reigning world champion, another Zerg, the Italian Stallion. It's Reynor. Now, kind of a ZVZ sniper. At least has been in the past. Did fall to Dark. That it seems like forever, but just a couple years ago. But currently considered, well, there's an argument to be made for the best player in the world. Honestly, everyone on the screen right now, besides myself, could be argued the same way. And if you're particularly a big fan, maybe you can argue me, and that's very nice of you. Like and subscribe and share this video, and also that's cute. So, all I know is this game. I don't know how it ends. I don't know the context besides being in TSL 7. The replay is so large that it could not be automatically uploaded to SC2 replay stats because of the size limit. So, if you're chilling on YouTube, I bet you've already got some spoilers on that count. But settle in, get your popcorn. These Zerglings are not going to end the game, but they are going to kind of dictate the pace of it early on. Maybe able to snipe a queen. Hello, Zerglings! Yes, okay. Just a bit of pool first action. More like an anti-12 pool timing there. The Overlord of Dark actually getting outflanked by a queen. The queens will combine and actually kill the Ovi. This was all just a complicated way of setting up an early Ovi kill from Reynor. Actually, that's the real damage there. Losing Overlords early on can really throw off your early game build, because you only have so many. That's your eyes, and I guess also technically your ears. Do Overlords have ears? Maybe they don't. Maybe that's why they sound like they do. Oh my god, well, this seems like one of the most avoidable. Reynor gets back onto the creep. Both queens calling in the Ling bodyguards in time. The Ling duels will continue. Baneling Nest. And it looks like we're just going to be... I don't know how high up the tech tree we're going to make it, but we're going to battle for every step of it. Every branch. Lings and Banes. Zergling speed finishes. Reynor chases down the Lings that he baited Dark into building with the original attack. Dark's going to respond. Lings of his own. Baneling Nest. Reynor already has Banes on the other side of the map. He's going to challenge the third. Zergling speed is done for both sides now. Will the queens be enough to deal with this? Dark is going to counterattack, which is quite a bold move. He ends up canceling the third. He spotted, I assume he spotted the Baneling. Will he bust through? No. Dark hard walls with the queens behind, and Reynor not going to waste his Banelings on that. The counterattack is a bit of an awkward scenario as well. I heard Banelings in the corner, but Reynor spots him out. The worker counts throughout all this are about even. Remember, building Zerglings takes Narva. And a lot of that was spent to get this many Zerglings for Reynor. The ones that are currently giving him map control. We got the Banelings hiding in the bushes. The next best thing besides Burrow. We'll see if Reynor can trade with... Oh, well, the wall is down. Well, he canceled the wall, such as it is. so the Queens could escape one Baneling. He trades 2 Banelings for 1, but that allows him to cancel the 3rd hatchery yet again. Probably a decent trade there for Reynor, who will continue. Reynor, he's literally, not figuratively, but literally, the fastest player in the world. Regularly, yeah, this is like a Wings of Liberty level ZVZ move. Like, maybe if I get some Zerglings into the corner, then he won't notice. It still works at everywhere but like this level sometimes. But kind of like the has stretch. Oh wait. Oh god damn it! God damn it, Reynor. Maybe I. What have you done? You get Starcraft. That wasn't in the script. I mean, completely and totally viable strategy that still works to this day. That's what I was saying. And now, Reynor actually thrown a little off by that. He made another round of drones, but he lost a lot of mining time and really didn't have that many units in production. As we're continuing to brawl it out, we're kind of getting to the point, especially with the roaches showing up to the party. Oh, he gets a queen! Avenge me! I don't think we'll be the last queen that dies. We're really kicking and scratching and clawing for the 3rd base on both sides here. But it looks like, for a moment, Reynor will stabilize. He has, well, now 2 less drones, as more than any other matchup, you'll see the kind of awkward tempo-based play. Almost, I say awkward because it's drones, units, drones. Like, as you go back and forth, and since both players can make the same units and make the same drones, it comes down to the little details. We'll see who comes out of this one. Upgrades: +1 Carapace for Reynor, +1 attack on roaches for Dark, which overall is usually more cost-effective, but the Zerglings also get some additional benefit from that Carapace upgrade. Are there any lairs on the field? Dark does have a lair. Spine crawlers on the backline. Zerglings trickling through. It's not going to be enough. Reynor has to turn around, and he has to start a lair, and now things will seesaw back in favor of the Korean Zerg. At the end of all of that, let's see where we are. Reynor has lost 700 more minerals, but only 150 less gas. So, 68 circles. Overlords are kind of every which way now, which means a surprising amount are vulnerable to queens, but thankfully they do have speed. So that will minimize that vulnerability. It looks like Dark is going to go for Bane drops and Aspire. When you have a comfortable roach count... Oh, that gas gives it away. He knows. Mutas! Does it? Well, does he know? We'll see in a moment. There's no way Dark is getting this gas without a fully saturated base if it's not Mutas. Even if you can't see it, you can smell the Mutas. Will we see a Hydra Den immediately, or does Reynor just go for the slam? Try to get critical damage done. We're seeing Bane, a little bit of everything. This will be the first real... Well, oh my god. Yeah, you don't even really want the Zerglings to chase that. I wonder if Reynor will realize the possibilities of what's happening here. I don't know if he noticed, because if he's not actually looking at it, that's just an Overlord, right? Like, on the minimap, that's just an Overlord. They all have speed. So, it appears he saw it. But Bane drops are definitely something that doesn't factor into Zerg versus Zerg very often. Rarely does someone really have the space. Oh, surprise! Oh my god, it did nothing. Well, there's still a lot of very vulnerable drones here. Darks. So, he's going to make all those drones very unhappy with their current living conditions, but that's about it right now. And now this will spur the counterattack. The Mutas will try to head it off, but nothing. It's a scalp massage for these +1 Carapace roaches. Dark has a lot to be done to blunt this attacker. The corrosive bios only hit Dark's Mutas, forces the micro away. The roach count right now, double 50 roaches against 24. The Muta's starting to chip away, but Reynor's going to be doing damage to the economy. Some of the roaches are cleaned up on the 4th. In other news, Dark has a 4th. The main base, roaches, the natural roaches. Roaches acting very much like roaches. As you might expect, aptly named. More roaches piling into the front. It's 1-1 for Reynor against just +1 attack for Dark. The Mutas are the only kicker here, that and the production being way closer. Some more queens and whatever ravagers there were. The Spinecrawler's finally getting some action in. The main base is going to be the next target for Dark to clean up. He's maintained 58 drones throughout this, but Reynor keeps winning fights. Where are the Mutas? They were cleaning up the natural. The Spinecrawlers are falling. The backbone of the defense starting to crumble, but so is the overall count of roaches. Our queens coming across the map? Just the overlords are rallied. Everything is rallied. Everything's coming to the front. Dark is holding on. The supplies are evening up. The lack of overlord speed, and honestly, the lazy overlords here. A rally point, I don't know, a box select, but half a dozen overlords are vulnerable. Thankfully for Reynor, he had plenty to spare. But this is kind of unforced damage. It was a good attack, not a great attack. It was good damage, not great damage. Losing these overlords isn't an immediate issue, but losing like 6, 7, this just did not need to happen. This has taken the the sacrifice of 69 hard-working roaches and really made it a lot muddier here. Of course, Reynor knows he's a big founding member of the hashtag YasQueens movement. He knows that Hydras are not an anti-air unit, they're a pre-Lurker unit, so will therefore not be used for anti-air because that's ridiculous. Queens, on the other hand, are the actual anti-air that Zerg has based on the ground. So, Queens, that isn't sarcasm. Hydras can easily be overrun. If you try to do a Hydra transition and they overmake Mutas, then you could be caught just without the numbers. If you try to do a roach drop into the main, Dark striking back, and finally a supply block for Reynor. The Queens will drive this. Get out of here! Oh, yeah! Finally! Vengeance! The Mutas did kind of wander into the Queens, and the Queens were happy to receive them. The Muta count. The Mutas were there for, well, defense, and then, at the end, Mutas are not a fighting unit. They're an annoying, just constantly distracting unit. Rarely at this level do you see Mutas doing critical damage, especially not in Zerg versus Zerg, where the Spore Crawler does approximately 69,000 damage to them, because it does extra damage to biological, and only one race has biological air, so that's a very targeted damage upgrade. Gone are the days of the heart of this one, with Mutas, Lings, and Banes reigning. Roaches, Ravagers, and Queens, a little chunkier, but a lot more stable is the mid-game. Speaking of mid-game, after already over 300 and almost 350 units have been lost, in 13 and a half minutes, they're both maxed out, despite trading massive blows. And we are quickly making our way up the tech tree again, as they both had a little bit of time to build up their economy. Reynor's only on 56 drones, because Roach Ravager not known for being low on supply. We now see a hive on the way for both sides, a Lurker den for Dark, Hydra den. As I think Reynor thinking about those Lurkers as well. He's technically got Burrow Move, the Tunneling Claws. You can see the little fancy horns on those roaches, which actually just kind of gives all this away. Wait, does he? He has Roach Speed, yeah. They're just kind of tripping over each other. I'm sure Dark has seen that he has Roach Speed. Yeah, he's got Overseers, Pledged up, such as it is. Spore Crawlers. Because Reynor is definitely someone. He's won championships off of Burrow Move Roaches. They're very hard to use without slipping somewhere else. But I mean, when you have 10 actions a second sometimes, It doesn't become easier, it just becomes a more viable strategy. Let's go to the Reynor action cam. He's got the burrow move roaches, trying to just box out the mutas. Lurker den on the way, +3. Static defense walls for both sides are coming up as we slow things down. Those handful of mutas still being worked here by Dark. Like, those 3 mutas have been... Those 3 mutas doing inordinate damage. Not so much actual damage, but distracting Reynor for so long. Okay, I really thought he was going to do more with the bro move, but then he just kind of sat there. So, I guess there's... Well, now would be a good opportunity. A few roaches coming out for Dark. The queens! Brenda! What? We have transfuse. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not an... Oh, God. Well, the queen's no longer really that important as the muta count dwindles. The fights are just kind of escalating across the map here. The Roach Ravager, Dark finding a win on the left flank, and Reynor committing so much to the right that Dark does win a fight. But everyone kind of slowing down, taking stock. At this point, you're not going to win with a timing. Everybody's maxed out. Everybody's got hive tech. Seismic spines at the exact same time. +3, +2, a handful of seconds apart. Dark a little ahead on the carapace. We're going to the Lurker Wars. The trench warfare of ZVZ. Well, it looks like the first trench will be right in the middle of Reynor's base. Where Reynor, blinding cloud all over the Lurkers, immediately negates it. The counter is right there. The Wla helping to press the issue, and Dark, in typical Dark manner, just gets up in your grill and says, what are you going to do about it? But this time, Reynor says, I'm just going to kill all your Lurkers. Not really... I don't think Dark was expecting Vipers to be at the ready. Oh, some more Overlords. The real casualties in this match are the Overlords. A lot of... Well, wait, are both upgrades done for both sides? Reynor doesn't have adaptive talents yet, so he doesn't have the ability to reposition quite as quick. Dark has both Lurker upgrades, but it really comes down to the Vipers as they keep shredding each other. You go for the Blinding Cloud. Blinding Cloud doesn't kill units, just makes them feel like their resolution's turned down. Oh my god, Corrosive Vial. Technical counter to Lurkers, not very practical usually, but occasionally you can find some opportunities. Now Reynor's the one trying to push into a double high ground that is already entrenched. Like, the only thing that Dark is missing is Vipers. He doesn't have the ability to outright pull Reynor's Lurkers out of this. But... And without it, I don't think Dark has a game-ending unit composition. Like, the Vipers are how you break these siege lines. Oh. Dark loves this. The roaming Lurkers. There's just no detection here. Very Brood War-esque. Another set of roaches. 1, 2, and now here's the real attack on Reynor's newest base. The changelings, those are Dark's changelings. Where are you going? Like, I don't know, what's he doing? He may have... It's kind of confusing as an observer what's happening with the changelings. Maybe not your roach one. Maybe not your roach one. Maybe any other buildings. Reynor, any other buildings. Like your spore crawler. He's consuming his +3 carapace, his roach horn, the baneling nest maybe. Like, you have so many options. Build another Evo chamber. Stop stressing me out like this. Dark does not seem... Oh, he's building a couple Vipers. These players are actually just so fast and so good. A lot of slightly less, like barely less skilled players, which is like the most needlessly insulting way to say like people who got to the round of 8 of whatever tournament would have boiled this down to like a siege warfare. And here we are, but they're both still parasitic bomb on Vipers, which is a thing that I have now seen. Check that off your bingo cards. You gotta be careful of the Vipers flying in. Well, he pulls in. He's gonna break this location. Meanwhile, on the other side, something similar. Like I was saying, both these players are so good that they still find opportunities to attack. Partially because the other player's trying to be aggressive, but partially because they have the units and they're gonna work them. They're leveraging the Vipers and the Lurkers to find an attack angle, both sides. Reynor loses the top left, Dark loses the bottom right. Another army getting caught. Corrosive Bile's gonna box out for the retreat. Nidus is in the main right now. Dark has lost 2,200 more gas. This Nidus. That's a big commitment. I don't know what, like, anything he get. Okay, 2 Lurkers is not a big commitment. It could be a big commitment. Oh, the Larva actually getting shredded here. He gets an inject in, the dying breath. But he drags the army back, and Reynor definitely was building some momentum on the map. This slows it down. The Viper count is getting too damn high right now. Blinding Cloud, are there any Lurkers underneath? I can't tell. Just the sheer organic mass of the Zerg is it's very hard to tell what's going on down there. You kind of just gotta honestly go by sound. You know, but Reynor! I can't hear it. And with this many blinding clouds, you should just turn your sound up, okay? It's real pro gamer strats. I can't tell if this hatchery was damaged by Vipers, or by Reynor, or by both. You should be able to consume your opponent's buildings, and then the Corruptors would have no place in the game. Okay, I got it. I'm like, alright, so what are... There's really not that much anti-air. There's only a handful of Hydras for either side. In fact, Dark has no Hydras. He has 20 Lurkers, half a dozen Vipers or so. Oh my god. Into the Shredder. Parasitic Bomb. Wait, right, I don't... Alright. It's hard to really tell exactly what's happening until you have a little time to digest it. That queen had a bad day. A couple Lurkers getting yanked in. Some of them just scamper out. It's definitely a scamper as well. On those 5-legged Zergs. And yes, fun fact, Lurkers have 5 legs. They got like a little back leg that they use for burrowing. And other things. Don't ask. Things have slowed down. Dark kind of committing to the left side, not trying to take the right. Dark has been less cost-effective by a not insignificant margin. He's lost a little less minerals, but a couple thousand, 1,500 more gas, which isn't game-changing. We got some battery packs coming up for Reynor. Some juicy juice. He consumed his Roach Warren to death. God damn it, Reynor. Come on. Like, have some patience. Meanwhile, somehow a Nidus slips through, because there's so many, on the mini-map for both players. There's just so much going on. Obviously, that wasn't done to do much. The siege lines are starting to stabilize here. I start to see why this game is not a quick one. Group spines, both sides now starting to think of Hydras as an actual fighting unit, as opposed to only a proto-lurker. With the Hydra range upgrade coming up. I think they both already have Hydra speed. Wait, no, I take it back. Dark does not. Dark does not like Hydras. He begrudgingly gets Hydra upgrades. Oh my god! Well, the person with the spore crawlers won that. The hostage exchange ends in Reynor losing most of his Vipers. Yeah. So, Reynor's now going to build 7 more Vipers. He's lost 9. Dark has only lost 1 Viper. I can't... That is insane. That is... begets belief. Dark's Viper control. I don't... He's just... I mean, no offense, but Dark does seem like the kind of guy that if he was given a whole lot of money to mug you in a dark alley, and I know puns intended, like, he could pull it off. I'm not saying he would. He probably, by that nature, he owns the alley, but like, as we see here, he'd get away with it. So Dark right now has 26 lurkers. Most of his supply, like the majority, he has more lurker supply than he has drones. He's building 5 more. Reynor, on the other hand, is, well, he's up to, he's rebuilding. It's 31 lurkers. This is 93 supply of lurkers. And he's not done. This is, like, so we were wondering how many he's trying to outrun. Okay, well, I think Reynor's actually trying to get rid of these roaches mostly. Ideally not to just being tenderized, but here we are. Reynor's still pressing the issue. And he has been somehow... Well, no, that cost efficiency... It's now... The only reason his bank's larger is because he's mining out of his base. Oh my god, that Lurker really trying. At this point, Dark is playing the end game. The supreme late game. He's saying there are only so many minerals on this map, and we both get to mine about half of them. Oh, parasitic bomb. So far, Dark has lost 1 Viper, which is madness. That seems like it should be illegal somehow. But here we are. Honestly, well, Reynor's finding in it. He's actually killing things. He's making something that resembles progress. I don't think you can out-micro lurkers with lurkers because lurkers have the same range. This is true, as lurkers. But here comes Reynor. The Viper Wars will continue. The energy nearly... Oh, get over... Dark. Whoop. It doesn't... I don't care how many abducts it takes. I will find you, and I will kill... Oh! Hey, blinding clouds, parasitic bomb on 2 different Vipers. It doesn't stack. But, oh my god. The Viper control is winning Dark this whole game. He still only lost 1 to 14. This is like a cinematic level of KD ratio. Like, is that Viper played... Are Dark's Vipers played by Liam Neeson's? These are... Meanwhile, Reynor has henchman level Vipers. What is going on here? You gotta just go home. Reynor! Go home! It ain't happening. Reynor's like, I will not. I will push... He now lost his Overseer to one of the 27 Spore Crawlers. The transfuses from the few queens that survived all this. He just sucks out the life of that Evo chamber. Reynor has now built even more Vipers. He's now lost 2,000 more gas. Dark is making Zerglings, which, this is true. They only cost minerals. He's been upgrading the Zerglings as well. It's not like he's been neglecting them. They have adrenal glands and +2/+3. So the Zerglings are not, like, just a throwaway. They're actual fighting units here. Meanwhile, there was a burrowed roach for all this time. The changeling brigades are sent out. And Reynor needs to either take a new angle or just settle in. Reynor is not really a type of player who settles in, though. Dark, he's comfortable. He gets comfortable. Oh, there's no detection. Like, this is just not going to be cost-effective. Oh my god! He saw where the Lurker burrowed, or just got lucky. Either way, he shreds the Lurker. There's no vision in the main. Now, I'm not sure if the Nidus... This is happening. This is an interesting... He can get... Reynor is trying to aim through... Yeah, there's bigger problem. He's, like... Reynor is shooting blind into, like, how do lurkers see each other anyways? They're underground, but... A Zergling Nidus with cracklings. And enough of them, he's gonna kill the hive. And now he's cut off the out... Reynor could, like, maybe a different base. Maybe a base that still has minerals. We try to... Oh my. The Zerglings will kill the hive. No more Vipers. For now. Reynor's gonna try to press. And if this keeps happening, like Reynor's still has, he's maxed out. There's still a chance he breaks through. Dark has handled himself so ridiculously well thus far. They're just marinating in blinding cloud, are those Hydras. Because technically, like, he's not, well, a great parasitic bomb. Reynor immediately splits off the first one. Dark, of course, doesn't aim for that. But here they come. He's just so good with the Vipers. Like, anyone on the front lines is liable to get kidnapped here. I guess Overseers or something. He has like 12 more. Dark is actually supply blocked off of that, which is... It's awkward. Okay. He's killing the changelings. So we're getting a lot of interesting, like, rarely seen cases here of how these units interact with each other. Meanwhile, the Zerglings trying their best. A couple lurkers should shut this down. Even though that hatchery is well, nobody move. A Nidus. I mean, he's not even trying to be subtle about it here. Overseer gonna keep things intact. Reynor is trying. This is the hill he wants to die on. If he denies Dark a base, then all of this will be worth. Currently, Reynor has mined 1,400 more gas, which is about as much extra as he's lost. So if he can keep that, each base has 4,500 gas and about 12k minerals. I think I'm not as confident on the exact mineral count, but... yeah, like, Dark is just trying to drag Reynor's attention. He's not even really... Like, he knows those Nidus aren't going to happen, but... Reynor does have... He's rebuilding his hive. The Zerglings are slipping into places, as Zerglings do. Anywhere there's not a lurker, even some places there are. He's getting rid of the battery packs. The drone counts are dwindling intentionally. Oh, but he's moving forward. The lurkers eviscerating the front line. The Vipers will move up. Vipers on both sides. The hostage trade. But the blinding clouds mean the Vipers. Oh my god! A cinematic escape. He didn't get them all out. But the blinding clouds means that the Hydras couldn't shoot at him on the way out. And the current Viper trade count is 18-4. Of course, in favor of Dark. Wow. If you wrote this into the script of this game, like, it's a little come on, not a single Hydra is gonna kill him on the way out. You think those Vipers are gonna escape their 27 Hydras? No. Just blinding cloud all of them. Okay, whatever. All right, who let this guy write the script? Dark has secured his bottom right base. The last base to be contested will be about the 4 o'clock, the 4:20 position about. We'll see what these players are willing to commit for that. A few more battery packs for the Vipers. We're up to 12 Vipers versus 9. It's 22 lurkers to 12. Dark makes his move. He's pushed Reynor back. The lurkers will burrow, the lion's share of them. Reynor, if he's gonna break this position, and he can't know, neither player knows exactly how close to mined out the other is. Neither player knows exactly how close to exhausting their banks. If Reynor did, he would go, and I think Reynor might go either way. But here are the Vipers. Blinding Cloud yanks a Lurker out of the mix. A Lurker scrambles away through the Wla. Dark sharking around with the Vipers. The Roach Ravager breaking into the front lines just enough. Disconnects the network. Meanwhile, looking the other way. Dark double parasitic bomb for Reynor. Forces him away from the possession. One Viper steps forward. Reynor taking wins on both sides. But can he try? Oh, huge corrosive vials. A volley lands. He has to run the gauntlet. But this means a lot of energy is gone and he's out of position. Reynor makes his move and steps forward to annex this hatchery. It cost a lot for both sides, but Reynor eventually checkmated the hatch. Is that enough? Blinding Cloud. Once more, Reynor is not being particularly cost-effective, but he is being effective. Dark is ahead on supply, but he's about to run out of mining. If he doesn't make a move, the drones are already evacuating. Dark is throwing it into something of a base trade here. And things are going to go sideways again, but with much less to fall back on. Neither side has the money. Neither side, but both of them, Reynor doesn't even have enough for another hatchery. He's down to 21 drones. His army supply is significantly greater than that of Dark. He just threw everything into Lurkers. He's building a hatch. Wow, that was a very bold Lurker morph there. Dark has consolidated his forces. Dark has been boxed in. Reynor's aggressive style has been enough. Barely. So far. He's lost 3,300 more gas, but he's mined about that much. This hatchery is mostly a larva placeholder. The Viper count, 14 to 10. Dark has been stupidly cost-effective with his Vipers, but Reynor has outmaneuvered him. At some point, like, it's not an entire... Reynor did not accept a war of attrition. He's been pushing him back across the map. Oh, this is happening. Okay. Will they actually cut this in half vertically? Is this what we're doing? But Reynor's already mined out. There's still like 1,000 gas here. Reynor says, no, we're not sitting. No detente, no status quo. Reynor attacks. He forces Dark to defend his main and his natural. I don't think killing Vipers is really going to solve this right now. Dark is forcing the base trade as well. Remember, as in these scenarios, we must sometimes remind, the way to win a game of StarCraft is to kill all your opponent's buildings. This includes Nidus worms, but does not include creep tumors. Spore crawlers that are unburrowed are also counted as buildings. This is relevant. Though for how long if Dark keeps bleeding Lurkers like this? Oh, Dark. Well, Reynor tries to step forward. A couple Lurkers. One Lurker goes down, but Reynor thrusting into the heart of the swarm. Reynor is not content. He wants to win. Whereas Dark has just been trying to stabilize. Well, he's been trying to force the game to a stalemate almost. And Reynor has just not accepted that. Reynor is now mining from what is we may have considered dark space, and the same is true for Dark. But Reynor has definitely mined more. Like, he's mined 3,000 more gas. He's starting to even up the units lost. Dark has lost several thousand more minerals. Remember all those Zerglings? What did they actually accomplish? Both sides are supply blocked with the amount of Overseers they're losing. A single Lurker gonna force mining to end. There's nothing left here. Like, Reynor just picks up. What is it? Like, what are we here for? Absolutely nothing. There's no minerals, there's no gas. What's the point? There's no reason to be there. He's cleared the main. The tech is bleeding out right now. He might actually want to kill the Hydra Den. A Spire is far... Like, with this many Vipers on the field, a Muta switch is suicidal. Let alone the Hydras. Reynor, not content. He's maxed out. He's very technically mining. Dark is also mining, but his tech tree is non-existent. He has a spawning pool. Alright, the Viper trades have to be incredible, as they have been. He loses a couple Vipers. It's starting to become more even. Dark is bleeding out. Dark sets up he's got 19 spores. They've all been repositioned. Another Lurker. So many Lurkers died in the making of this movie. And more will before it ends. Reynor, if he makes one misstep, if Blinding Clouds and Parasitic Bombs land, and don't put it past Dark at all, he could be right back where he started, looking down a stalemate. And that is something Dark can win. But right now, Reynor still has the initiative. He has the sheer amount of Vipers. Like, he has so much Viper energy here. Like, he can just trade up ducks. If they have trade 1-for-1, a great Parasitic Bomb. There's not that many. Oh my god! Like, it's not gonna kill him. But there's so... One more Parasitic Bomb, the entire Viper Cloud. I don't know what else to call it. The Viper Swarm. It feels a little too cliche. Oh, he doesn't... Oh, he gets it! Oh my god! Oh, somehow Reynor manages to avoid deadly damage. But Dark is losing Hydras. He was trying to... He saves the Hive! The Queens, remember! The second Hive barely lives. A single Lurker denying. Reynor backs off. 24-11 Vipers lost. There's still 10 versus 5 on the field. But Reynor loses the hatch. What is going on? Oh my god, wait, where's the detection? There's still a Lurker! Just put it on hold fire, Dark. Okay. He just walks away. No, you haven't dealt with the problem yet. Dark is making Zerglings, mostly because he can't really make anything else. Dark, this is Dark. I mean, those are Vipers, and those are Dark Vipers, but Reynor, even the Overseers are not particularly easy to come by. Some Yanks, one Parasitic Bomb, and, well, he got some transfuses off, it looks like. I don't know how many Queens there are. Reynor has 2 Queens to 1. Reynor's trying to press the issue. The Lurker's being dragged in. Is there enough energy? Blinding Cloud hitting the Lurkers of both sides, mostly Darks. Reynor's really trying to press into this. This is it. There's no more bases. They both know that. How many Lurkers are left? Dark's down to 5. Remember, he had 36. 57 versus 50 Lurkers died. I don't think I've ever seen this many Lurkers die in a game. Maybe by an order of magnitude. Rarely do you see both sides with Lurkers, though. ZVZ is the obvious exception, but even now. Parasitic Bomb? No, he's gonna trade? No Parasitic Bomb! Reynor! He finally finds the trades! He got every Viper. Only... Dark can't rebuild Vipers. I think that's checkmate. He got every single one. That's all he needed. It hasn't been pretty. He's lost over 2,000 more gas. But at the end of the day, he got... Oh, wait! Oh, but Dark with the counter! Wait! Oh my god, he didn't see the Vipers in time. Dark, does he actually have the Hydra count? Oh, he goes for the Vipers. Yeah, but like, at what cost? Reynor has way too much. Where are you going? Is he really gonna do this? And he just... I mean... Okay, well, Dark got all the Vipers. I don't know if it was worth it, but he got all the Vipers. He's gonna try to slingshot through the Wulas. Yeah, this doesn't... I mean, it was very dramatic, but that was definitely... He doesn't get away clean. Not this time. He loses 2/3 of his Hydras. His counterattack is 5 Zerglings, and that's actually a huge counterattack. This is most of Reynor's drones. The Hydras will split. They'll go to ground. Literally, I think. Yes, very literally. Reynor down to 16 drones. Dark is technically mining. You know, the Viper snipes, he didn't get the hive, though, earlier. If he had gotten the hive, though, maybe this is different. Like, Dark, he committed so much for those Vipers. But was it worth it? Oh, the Lurkers? 2 Zerglings. Still a danger. Okay, all right. Right now, Reynor, what is happening here? There's nothing left here. Like, any Lurker lost. Spine crawlers kill a Lurker. That is a Lurker that can't really be... I mean, I guess he could replace it, but... He's just trying to drag him out of position. But for what? Oh, trying to get the rest of his units. 1 Viper. Reynor has no other gas. That Viper is so much of this. He may just dive. 1 Blinding Cloud could be everything. There's no hive here. All the Lurkers are... Well, almost all the Lurkers are bunched. Reynor wants it. You can see it. He wants it. There's enough roaches on the other side. He's chipping through. The counterattack! Going for the... 1 Lurker! He's going for the hive! The exchanges! The spores are most of the detection. Reynor's being patient, but he loses his hive. He's rebuilding another hive. But the Lurker den is vulnerable. A queen! What's happening? He transfuses the Lurker! Why? Yanks out a Lurker on this side. Where are the transfuses? The other queens, though, really having a rough day. There's still this Lurker. The Lurker getting everything but the Lurker den. How is this still happening? Dark refuses to die. He drags the Hydras. There's 1 more Lurker on the mining. Dark will not die. The queens. That's very optimistic here. The spore crawler count is starting to get precious low. Dark it feels like he's been bleeding out. Like, at this point, it's too cliche. Like, will you die? Like, he just needs his father to come into the room so we can flip him off one last time or something. I don't know. But, oh, the Lurker den. The Lurker den. There's a second hive. No, wait, that's the 3rd hive. Please don't consume your entire Hydra den. But Reynor has stamped out. Oh, the queen. Revenge! He's stamped out almost everything else. This is it. This is the big move. He forces Reynor back. Oh. But Reynor, like, he waits him out and it's over. Dark ran out of options. 50 Vipers. Over 100 Lurkers. Just coming down to the last base. Dark trying to wriggle out of Reynor's rapid fire attacks. A very stylistic game from both players. Reynor lost twice as many Vipers. He lost almost 100 more roaches. But at the end of the day, he played to win. Dark was playing to outlast Reynor. And many times that might work, but not this time. What a game. Well, if you think not just ZVZ, but one of the most exciting games, from start to finish, from pool first, there was never more than a minute without them finding some way to at least poke each other. Sometimes with dozens of massive splash damage spines. Or oh my. Oh, what a game. Thank you to Shopify for putting this on and sponsoring Reynor, of course. The Teamliquid Starleague. And thank you guys for watching. Ring the bell. Like, is ZVZ the most entertaining mirror matchup? Argue, comment, mostly comment, but also arguing is good because usually there are more comments. People have opinions, okay? And they played StarCraft in 2013, and they still have opinions about. They got diamond. Anyways, thank you for watching. Good luck, have fun. Stay tuned.